And aloha! Welcome back to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I am joined by Richard, the Iron Pumper Campbell. Hey, Rich, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Guy. How about you?
How about who?
How about you? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm hating this thing, man. I'll tell you what. If it wasn't for this Disney Dairy Queen spoon, I'd be hating life because this is like the only thing that's like saving me right now.
I broke a toe a few years ago and it was hell, so I feel that.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least I broke it playing hockey, right, buddy?
Oh, true.
Right. So, hey, what's going on in this game? It is 3-2 Blues. Blackhawks got kind of a funky goal right there at the end. Blues kind of bit. Now, this is one of those. So you've heard me kind of bang on Bennington a lot, right? This one, I will say, no, was not on Bennington at all, right? First one, maybe. I mean, it was kind of a fun. I got to look at that one a little better, but not what I would go on. Oh, look at this. Look at this. For me, that all my masks that I have on hand, 500 USD for any mask that he has currently in his stock. And don't forget, this guy's still up for bid. I got $1,000 on it. I'm going to let that go till the start of the season. If I don't have it and up from then, it's going away. And it's got some great signatures on it, including Jeff Brown's and Barrett Jackman's, Gary Unger, and a few others. So I'm impressed. I actually, so far this game, I've been impressed with the Blues there, bud. Hello, Ashley.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Says, right when the Blackhawks scored, a Cubs scored 3-run home run. Yeah, that's I seen that. Actually, so I'm not as much looking at the score of this game as I am the quality of play of this game. And quality of play, the Blues have outplayed the Blackhawks.
Oh, yeah.
Almost. I'd say it's 65-35, right? In the quality of play.
I can agree with that.
I don't think you can watch the game, right, Richard?
No, I can't.
Yeah, okay. But hey, Richard, let me say this one thing. You said, and I want to debate this with you, I'll waste the whole second intermission debating this. You said the Blues are going to finish 5th in the division. So I want to know how you think the division's going to settle out, go from bottom to top.
Well, I think Arizona obviously has to be last. Like, for goaltending, it's horrendous. We have Carter Hutton as the starting goaltender, who I didn't even think was going to be signed this year as the starting goaltender. The defense is Jacob Sikrin and the rest of the squad, who would be 7th defenseman on most NHL teams. The offense will be below average, but it's not horrible. But like Arizona is bottom of the league.
Yeah, don't go too deep into them. I disagree with you, but don't go too deep. Just kind of go through them so we have time to talk about it. We only got like 10 minutes total, bud.
Nashville, it all depends on the goaltender, Suey Saros. But I don't buy he's an elite goaltender. Like, he is a good goaltender, but he can't lead the team by his destined for the basement out of into the playoffs like he did last year.
Okay.
5th, I have Chicago and St. Louis. Well, 6th, I have Chicago. Because although they did bring in Seth Jones and Fleury, they still have a lot of weakness on that D end. So I think that's going to kill them. St. Louis, I could see them potentially get into the best spot in the playoffs, but nothing much more because it's just a lot of turnover. For past 2 years, it's been a lot of turnover for the Blues. I don't see how this turnover really improves them from how they were 2 years ago.
Okay, now I'm going to stop you right there because the only turnover they had this year was Dunn and Schwartz, with the loss of Gunderson, who retired from injury. Schwartz is backed up by Buchnevich. I think Buchnevich has could have the same output as Schwartz. Now, I know Schwartz has 3 goals in Seattle this preseason, but that's because Seattle's highlighting him, and that's going to open up that. But I think Buchnevich is equal to Schwartz almost, really close. And then in the defensive part, I think Prunovich has a higher upside than Dunn ever did. And by having him there, you're really giving yourself a solid bottom two in the defensive core that can also score. So I'm going to disagree with you there. I think that the turnover this year isn't there. And the other thing that I think goaltending this year will be better because the defense is going to be better.
Well, the reason why I say for turnover is because while Buchnevich and I'm also bringing Brandon Saad into this conversation, while they are both very solid players, unless Buchnevich is more talented and must remind you much longer than Zayden Schwartz. For both different players, like I see Buchnevich as a 60-point player. Schwartz is a 55-point player, so points won't be a problem. It's for playing style. I don't know where Buchnevich will fit in.
Okay, goals are going to be at a premium in this division, period. Okay? You have, according to ESPN, now I don't completely agree with them. Well, I do, but I don't. You have 6 of the 8 teams in this division in the top 15 in goalie tandems. So in the top half of the league, 6 teams are there. No other division comes close. So goals are going to be at a premium. I see that. So you're going to need a strong defense, and you're going to need to be able to score and win games 2-1, 1-0. As much as I hate Berube's system, it's the best system in this division built to do that.
All right, can we let him finish the top rankings and we can come back?
Okay.
Number 4, I have Winnipeg. Well, I like Winnipeg's offense system. I don't know about the crop sets that. Nate Smith had a poor season in Vancouver, and while how much I like Brendan DeLon, I just don't see how Nate Smith can fit into the system on how they're doing. And plus, Winnipeg has lost for backup to Vegas, so I really don't see how Eric Comrie will take over Brochot's position as backup very well. Number 3, I have Dallas, because while Dallas has recently made the Cup Finals a couple years ago, and less they missed the Stanley Cup playoffs this past season. They only lost it because of the Predators goalie lighting on fire. If Dallas plays decent throughout the season, they still have very much the same team that made the Cup Finals just a year and a half ago. Number 2, I have Minnesota, and this is very bold, but I think they can spit the fire into them. Kaprizov and Fiala can very well be 80-point scorers in the league. Hell, I think Kaprizov can be the next Artemi Panarin. That's how bold I think they are. And while Minnesota's goalie tandem isn't the best, I don't trust Cam Talbot or Capo Kakkonen at all. I think they can hold the fort enough to them to secure the second spot. And number 1 is Colorado, which for obvious reasons is rather number 1 because both the best in the division, no doubt about that.
See, I disagree. Everybody's putting Colorado. Actually, I'm going to let you handle this. Because I think you agree with me that everyone's overvaluing Colorado.
I think that losing Grubauer, Colorado is probably going to be second or third at best. They don't make the top spot. I wouldn't be bold enough to put the Blues in the top spot, though I very much want to. I think that they're it's going to be either Colorado or the Blues in second. Personally, I wouldn't have put Winnipeg up that high. I think they're probably finishing like 7th.
I agree.
I mean, Dallas 5th.
Dallas 5th. Who you got in first then?
I think Minnesota is gonna do really well this season.
Here's where I stop this, right? Offense is not going to matter in the Central. right? You have your goalies in the Central are so good. You're going to have to win games 2-1, 3-2, 1-0, 2-0.
Yes, but you have to be able to be that team that can get offense against good goalies. And I'm sorry, Kaprizov is pretty darn good.
He is if he's given that space. I see the defense is not given that space, and I see goalie. I do. I see this being a lot tougher division. Now I don't put for me, I can see it's really hard because I've been pegging on the Blues, but I look at this the skill and the experience on that. I could see this going Blues, Colorado, Chicago, Minnesota.
Oh, Chicago doesn't make the top 4 at all.
Hold on. Again, this comes down to defense, our defense, goalies, and experience. And when you look at Chicago in that order, they are one of the best teams in this division. They have Kane. Kane can score whenever he wants. Even when this tight situation, you look at this game. Again, the Blues have almost blown a 2-0 lead, right? This is a team that is going to fight back. For the most part, Fleury played a great game. The 2 goals that he got beat on were not, oh my God, Fleury screwed up. They were, wow, that's on the shooter. I'm sorry. I think that you cannot count offense in this division. I think by putting offense in it, I think if you want to, what's going to win this division? Goaltender, defense, offense. Or actually, goaltender, defense, special teams, offense. I think offense comes in at the bottom of what wins this division. And I think this division overall has less goals against than any other division.
And I don't disagree with that guy, but still to win games, you have to score at least a goal or 2. So you need to have an elite scorer that can at least beat these strong goaltenders and get past the D. So there still will be scoring or there will be no way to win.
I'd almost be willing to bet there'll be 3 to 4 0-0 ties going to shootouts in this division.
And I don't disagree with that, but there still has to be one elite scorer that can beat that goalie to get a win.
So what team doesn't have that elite scorer?
St. Louis does.
I disagree.
I disagree with that.
Tarasenko is still an elite scorer. No, you cannot sit there and go, well, he's been injured. He's been hurt. Watch him. Watch him today. His defense has opened up other players to score, and his defense opened up that second goal. Or the third goal. His defense opened up that third goal. Right? Even Ashley's agreeing with that one. I'm sorry. Tarasenko's still an elite scorer, and he's an elite scorer that can play 2 ways, and he gets no credit for that.
I think Tarasenko is a better man Philip Forsberg, not a superstar, but not a depth. So a player that can contribute 70 points a season, but that's it when fully healthy, of course.
You're saying that Kaprizov is only a 70-point player?
No, Tarasenko. Kaprizov is a 90-plus point scorer. Tarasenko is a 70-plus point scorer.
First of all, in an 82-game season, I'll take 70 points from any player, okay? The Blues didn't have a point-per-game player for 30 years, going back to the 90s, this was the first time that they had a point-per-player game going all the way back to Pavel Demitra in the 90s, early 2000s, okay? So it's been a long time. So I'll take a 70-point player in a heartbeat, especially in a defensive division.
Mm-hmm.
And then hold up. What about Perron?
Exactly where I was wanting to go.
Perron has had an overachieving season. He's always been a consistent 55, 60-point player, but since he's returns to St. Louis, his point totals keep on coming up, and I just don't see how that keeps on happening despite his age keeps on coming up. I think I'm expecting 56 points from him in a full 82-game season, which is still very good, but he's nowhere near a point per game player in a normal season, I think.
Well, I disagree there. I think he can still be that point per game player, especially if he's playing on the top line and the top power play in this tight division. The only thing that's going to prevent him from being a point per play game is this division. Now, the one thing about this division that is different than any other year is how many games you play in the division. You used to play 5, now you're only playing 4. So that's gonna, I think, help teams out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because of the 8th team. See, before we only had 7 teams, so we played more interdivision games than anybody else did, right? Because you played 1-1 on the East, and you played 3 games on the West, and that extra game got filled up in the Central. Now that extra game's not there, so we're going to be playing the same amount of interdivisional games as everybody else. So divisional wise, you're not playing as much as you did before, and you're not seeing teams as much as you did before. You're seeing a lot, and you won't see as many home and homes. But I'm sorry. I think that this division, first of all, is the toughest division in the league, and it's going to be the hardest division to score in. But if you get the guys, the elite scorers that are there, that are going to get their points, I'm sorry. First place could be, I could see 4 teams winning this division. 4 different teams have the possibility of winning this division.
I think Colorado is the team to lose in this division because they lost quite a bit in the offseason. I think most notably they lost Grubauer to Seattle. And depending on how Cooper is healthy, I think Seattle can be 110 points up in the division. I don't see any other team cracking over 105 points in the division.
Well, I don't see the Kraken making the playoffs, right? In the Pacific, because they didn't go that way. They went young. They want to develop to the playoffs, not get in them now. And that is a very smart goal. Oh man, Zach Bolduc is 0 for 7 in the faceoffs through 2 periods. I don't think Bolduc needs to be in the faceoff circle anymore.
No.
Yeah. Let's keep him out. Bob and Michelle says the Atlantic has Tampa, Florida, Carolina, Toronto, Boston, and Montreal. Okay. St. Louis, Minnesota, Colorado, Chicago, Dallas. Right there. Right? And Dallas had the 6th ranked, or 7th ranked goalie tandem according to ESPN. But you look at what they have Holtby and Bishop. And if Bishop is semi-healthy, if Bishop's at 90%, Bishop's better than the other 2 goalies that are there. Holtby with a better defense is going to have a better season. And I'm sorry, Dubrovnik has never led a team to the conference finals, and he's never led a team to the President's Cup. He's not that goalie. Everybody's going, oh my God, he doesn't need to be because of who's there. No, he's not that goalie. They're not going to just win games like they did last season because of that. And then Hellebuyck for Winnipeg is got to play 70 games. If he doesn't play 70 games, they're not getting up there. And I don't think he can play 70 games. I think Hellebuyck is a one-man army. They don't have anybody to back him up, and they don't have a defense to support him. Boy, this was a good discussion.
I think the defense is middle of the pack. They have improved by bringing in Dillon and Smith, but you're absolutely right in having no backup goalie. Like, Eric Comrie is an AHL starter at best, and that's at best. I don't think he will be at his best. What makes him suddenly capable of being a backup goalie when he never has been before?
Okay, guys, the third period just started. We'll be back for the post game. If you guys want to show up, let me know. I'll put you on the post game. This was a great discussion, one of the best ones we had in a while. Sorry we attacked you there, Richard, but that's what debate is about. Debate is about letting each other's points be heard, and I love it. Thank you, guys. See you at the post game. Or at the post game.
Post game.